I'm talking to someone who your entire life, people have tried to make you feel unworthy of believing in yourself. And maybe even when you would believe in yourself, my cat just like pulled my light away. She pulled the cord. Oh, I don't know if you can tell because I have the brighter light on. Well, you can probably tell now. Anyways, anywho, your entire life, people maybe even made you feel shameful for self-belief, almost like everybody else was worthy of it besides you. Whatever that stigma is, or was, Seven of Cups in reverse, you have clarity on yourself now to the degree that that cloud around your persona is no longer necessary. So because you see yourself clearly internally, you're about to have the fog cleared externally. Queen of Cups in reverse. It's almost like you were always viewed as this, but you were always this in survival mode. You were Queen of Cups upright that had to wear the face of the Queen of Cups in reverse. You had to maybe have a little bit of a resting bitch face. You maybe had to have really hard boundaries. You were doing it out of survival. You were doing it out of protection. She showed back up, and the Fool. There's a quote, and it's like, people saw the actions that you took, but not the choices that you had. And it feels like that also goes with restrictions. People weren't seeing the restrictions that you had as well. And I'm like having trouble putting the deck back together. It's like, it feels like if this is for you, a big portion of your life felt like trying to put a Legos thing together while in a hurricane. And you got pieces blowing all over the place. And you have parts that you already built getting knocked over and blown off. You have to go run and chase them. And it was easy for others to walk by when the wind wasn't blowing as hard and look at you trying to collect all the pieces and be like, oh, you must be doing something so wrong. But you weren't. You weren't. They viewed you as this. But you were actually not even in this scene. You were observing it. Page of Wands in reverse. It's giving you were becoming aware that you were Harry Potter in this scenario to some degree. But you were also playing Frogger. It's like there was awareness on the other side of the street and you had to play Frogger to get there and not get sideswiped by the car. All while putting together... I have the analogy. Okay, listen. You're on one side of the busy highway and you're putting together the Legos thing and it's a hurricane, a giant one. And as I said, things getting blown all over, getting knocked off, progress getting picked apart because of the storm. And every time you needed a new piece or you needed to go collect a piece that got away, you had to go across the busy road, the Frogger Road, and not get hit by a car or taken out by a truck. And everyone who drove by watching this scene and watching you run across the highway over and over and watching you look like you're failing or look like you don't know what you're doing, they had no idea that God planned that storm. Because if you're going to put together this masterpiece of sorts anyway, why not learn the cost of each moment is how I want to word that. There was a cost of each moment of this. And what you paid for the experience, you will be repaid for tenfold. So it was very easy for everyone in the cars passing by to point and laugh at you and point and judge you and misunderstand you. And since they were driving by, they never really stopped to ask. They just judged. And then they saw you somewhere else, and they would bring the judgments from what they saw with them, and it just created this fog around who you actually are. Whatever it was that you were building, it's almost put together, and the storm is over. So it's no longer getting knocked down. It's no longer getting torn apart. The storm that you were in, God has calmed the winds. And you already had a big chunk of that put together. But picture, it's late at night, and there's no traffic on this street. And you have one final puzzle piece. You just have to make it across the street and back. And you're now aware that there is a guardian angel right on your shoulder that's been there the whole time, but now you can see that because you see yourself. Because look at what you just accomplished when everything was working against you. Wheel of Fortune. Whatever it was that you were building, it's about ready to reveal. And when God reveals this, it's not going to be quiet. High Priestess in reverse. Even you, with your intuition, would not be able to see coming what's coming. Page of Swords. What you learned last is what you're using first. And it is that authenticity. You can't beat it. It will knock over every obstacle in the path if you couple authenticity with patience and dedication and a mindset that knows that you've made it through the entire building process. And after every false start and every choice you thought was wrong and every delay and everything that came up against you, it's time for your moment. It's time for your show and tell.